Okay, Dr. Mindy here, and today I want to talk to you about resetting your gut microbiome. So if you've been following any information out there, I mean, there's so much on our gut microbiome and what it does to our overall health. You're already up to speed and probably know that we have key bacteria in our gut that boost our happiness, that will boost our moods. So what you may not be aware of is which one of those bacteria do that. So today what I want to do is I want to explain to you, based off of the research the research is insane how many articles are out there showing which bacteria you need to have in your probiotic in order for you to produce more happiness hormones like serotonin and dopamine. And in order for you to even benefit from your probiotic, because a lot of you guys are taking probiotic from Safeway or from Walgreens or from Whole Foods, and you're taking the same one over and over again, and you're hoping it's going to boost your happiness, and it's not working. So I want to introduce you to a new category of probiotics. It's called psychobiotics. You can just Google it. There's a lot of great information coming out about psychobiotics. And what they're finding is that when you put the right good bacteria into your gut, you will absolutely notice a difference in your happiness levels. So the psychobiotic that we're using in our office just came out. It's called a Neuro-biotic by Systemic Formulas. It's hot off the press. What's unique about this particular probiotic is that they put a strain in there, and I'm gonna try to pronounce it, called, and we'll just shorten it for F. pranutzi. Okay? F. pranutzi is never ever been put in a probiotic before. So I got a lot of comments when we talked about these psychobiotics before. People saying, well, Dr. Perlmutter has had a mood probiotic out for years. Well, I went and looked at that, and actually no probiotic has any kind has ever put F. pranutzi into it until now. This is the one and only first probiotic to have it. Now, what does that bacteria do for you, and why is it so powerful? So the first thing that it does is that it starts to protect the inner lining of your gut. And it protects things from like leaky gut. I'm not going to go into what leaky gut does to your brain, but that's the first thing. Second thing that F. pranutzi does is that it starts to help with cortisol levels. So it'll bring your cortisol levels down. The third thing that it does is it makes you more insulin and glucose sensitive. So those of you guys that are insulin resistant, F. pranutzi will start to help make your receptor sites of your cells more sensitive to glucose, which helps you lose weight. So it speeds up metabolism. And then the other thing that we know that it does is that it will start to upregulate and help you produce more serotonin and dopamine. So go to your cabinet right now, pull out your favorite probiotic, and look and see, does it say F. pranutzi in there? Because that's the one that you want, okay? Second, probiotic, and this one's really cool because you can get it in dirt, and you can go out into your dirt and get your hands in dirt. There's a lot of research on a probiotic called Mycobacterium. Vaccae. I'm like, we looked it up because these are all really hard to say. Vaccae. So Mycobacterium vaccae, what's really cool about that particular one is it really helps you balance cortisol levels. So those of you that followed my videos on rushing woman syndrome, and I showed you how cortisol, when it goes up, it causes progesterone to go down, which is your anti-anxiety hormone. Well, when you balance cortisol levels, your ability to handle situations like vaccae, they've done some really cool studies showing that with rats, that they would put, or mice, they would put them in stressful environments, and that they were able to handle the stress, and their stress response was much calmer. So now they're doing these studies now on humans. So it changes your stress response. Pretty cool. Well, guess what? You can get your hands in dirt and get some vaccae, and it'll make a huge difference. Just getting out and gardening makes a big difference. Nobody's ever put it in a probiotic before. It's now in this Neuro-biotic. You can go look in yours. If yours has vaccae in it, let me know. I'd love to see it. Then there are two other strains of bacteria that also help cortisol levels that are also present in this new psychobiotic. Okay, so really important when you're trying to change your microbiome, to change the way that your brain works, that you have the vaccae and the pranutzi bacteria in there so that you're really scientifically changing the amount of serotonin and dopamine that's getting up into your brain, and that you're lowering those cholesterol levels. Make sense? Okay, the other thing I want you to know is how the heck, like if you're like, well, how does this work where my gut creates these wonderful chemical reactions that will change my brain, but how does that work? How does it go from my gut up into my brain to make a difference? Well, it will travel along a nerve called your vagus nerve. So go back and look at some of the Facebook Lives I've done on the vagus nerve. But when you get these really helpful bacteria back into your system, then what ends up happening is that they will produce the serotonin and dopamine that will go up through the vagus nerve. It travels and goes up into the brain and makes the change. So another key part of this new probiotic, these new psychobiotics, is that you've got to make sure that you're balancing your vagus nerve. The absolute best way to do that is with a chiropractic adjustment. Go see your chiropractor. You absolutely will improve. You take this probiotic and see your chiropractor, you will upregulate your serotonin. Deep breathing also has an effect on the vagus nerve. Meditation, yoga. Those are the chiropractic's number one, and those three are my second in a row or the second tiered one to stimulate vagus nerve. Okay? So happiness, it's not all based off of your circumstances. Many times it's more based off of your gut bacteria. So make sure you go and you look and make sure that you're getting in these really key bacteria. Okay? If you want more information on our psychobiotic, just put psychobiotic in the notes section. We'll send you some information. If you want to know more about this and like how do I make my gut produce my brain to experience more happiness, just put resetter in the group and I'll invite you into my closed group where I'm coaching people through this. But really cool stuff, super cutting edge. We're excited to share it with you. Hope it helps.